This is my evade or rapier walkthrough in POV. I'm going to assume that you know the mechanics of Hive, you know all the pulls, and you know the rapier cooldown rotation. So other than that, you'll see my gear here. You'll see all the weapon perks you need to see, everything like that. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it. This isn't a perfect run, but I'm going to try and do my best to tell you why I'm doing the things I'm doing to recover from things that don't go perfectly. And I'll also try and show you what should have happened in an ideal scenario. Lastly, this is from the door to the end of Typhon. Medusa's strategies change from week to week right now until we kind of narrow down what exactly we want. I'm going to leave it out of the VOD. In our best groups, we always run 2 Great Axe swappers, so I will be on bows during the boss fight, and a Great Axe during the ad swaps, so will the Musketeer. We have, already communicated before this what exact pulls we're going to do with our grabs, so we don't overlap that. But the majority of them that you guys need to know about, I will be doing, so you'll see my POV on that. Last thing before we start. The rotation for a Great Axe is super self-explanatory. You throw a grab well, and then usually you Maelstrom and then reap to get the root there. If there's someone outside of the clump, you can reap and then Maelstrom to pull them in before you do that. It's kind of situational. Your first job here on this pull, throw it there. Usually I like to be a little bit closer to the tank when that happens, but it is every single time grab well, a Maelstrom, and then reap. The boar will try and run away, but you'll reap him as soon as he starts his animation, and he will never get away from the group there. Here, I usually like to mana pot while we're waiting for these birds to come down. Gives us that damage boost. As soon as the little bird comes down, attack it, then go to the big bird, then the clump. I don't use my well here because our Musketeer uses it. You'll see why. I need to save it for this room coming up. I'm usually the first or second person behind the tank here. You want to give them about 3 players' lengths worth of space so that you don't proc the spider's aggro, but you still get the bird to come down. When that bird drops, I hit 1 evade flurry, and then I'm immediately going to the side of this little lane here to get a good angle for this grab. When the boars are in motion up to the tank, I throw that grab well, I reap any spiders, and then I Maelstrom, and then that usually lines up perfectly with the bird spawning. So as soon as I hit my rotation, I immediately go to the clump where the birds are. That could be on the side, it could be lower down depending on the spawns. From there, it's just from top to bottom on the hill, kill the corvids, and you're good to go. An important thing to note with Reap and Maelstrom that's very useful for this raid is that they interrupt Spider's ability. So you'll see me do that a lot, and I'll call it out when it's really important. One of the cases coming up is in this next pull. So I will pot as soon as I run into this room. I will again hit 1 flurry on the bird, make sure I don't die to any spiders that might be looking at me, and I get an angle on the clump and I throw that grab. You want to throw the grab kind of up at the boar's chest or head so that you don't get it stuck on anything in front of it and you actually hit the clump. This was a little low here, so I didn't get the entire thing. As soon as that grab hits, I am reaping through the entire clump to interrupt any spiders, and then I'm Maelstroming again to interrupt any ones that I missed. That gives the clump enough time to die basically from the group, and then I immediately rotate to the backside of the reindeer, kill it, and move on as normal. This is a small pull, but a very deadly one if you're not careful. As the evade, I like to go on the left side here. As soon as the first corvid touches the ground, I will throw a grab at the clump. And if that spider that you see in front of me there is off to the left, I'm going down to reap or Maelstrom the spider to interrupt its ability because it will kill somebody. Luckily this time, it came to the clump pretty quick, so I didn't have to worry about it. We work from the top of the hill to the bottom, and we're good to go. My job in this room is pretty simple. For the first half, I'm going to go with the rest of the group. I'm going to find Heinze and the big bird. If I have a detonate, I will pop it. I'm going to mana pot here, and I'm going to find the backside of this bird and stay on it till it dies. From there, when the bird is dead, I'm going to rotate back to the tank and pay attention to any of Heinze's calls. If there's any lingering ads, corvids or spiders are usually the ones that come out. When those are dead and he calls go to clump, I go to clump. Very simple. From there, inside of the clump, I'm not using my Great Axe abilities. I'm saving them. I'm going to use my regular rapier rotation, and I'm looking at the yellow bar boar here. When it gets to 30%, where he says CCers get ready, I come out to this exact spot. I'm looking for this bird. I will reap, turn, Maelstrom, and then Gravwell to clump up all the enemies. From there, we just kill the corvids first, and then we kill the rest of the clump as normal. When this clump is dead, I will check to make sure people are on plates. If that's good, I will saw to my bow to get ready for the echidna pull and to shoot down these totems as well. I'm going to be sure to apply all of my Rins here and then mana pot before I go in with the Rapier. You will see me get hit here. This is my first run using the volley of arrows as the third dot. So I found out you can't get 3 off before this. So just dodge and then do your third. Mana pot and then go into your Rapier rotation as normal. You guys know rocks, self-explanatory. One thing I want to point out with Echidna that helps me a ton is I saved my riposte for tail swipes. It's the easiest thing to use there. Other than that, I'm basically just staying on this leg, staying behind the paw, going through my normal rotation. If I have a detonate, I would say above 70% in the fight, I will use it. I'm not going to save it until I get to about 40-50% on her stamina bar. From there, I'm just going through my regular rotation, and I'm keeping an eye on head slams and paws, anything that's going to cause a shockwave. And I want to make sure that I'm either evading through it or flurrying through it every single time. Like I said, it's not a perfect run, so you'll see me get hit by this. I definitely should have evaded or riposted. I didn't have my evade up, but you should be able to go through Echidna without ever dying or getting hit to one of those attacks. I'm just washed. As we broke her stamina before she went into this phase, I know she's going to drop really soon whenever she's done with these crystals, so I'm going to get ready. And I don't have a detonate here, but I'm going to mana pot for the damage boost, and I'm going to go through my flurry rotation. When this is done, I'm going to go to the front of Echidna and clump up with the group so she's not jumping all around the arena. I'm just going to continue to jump. You'll see this crystal here. I have to dodge to make sure I don't get stuck. Luckily, I have enough stamina to dodge again. I'm going to continue doing rapier damage whenever she's down. I'm going to reapply my Rins whenever she stops jumping. You'll see here I animation cancel into a riposte from the tail swipe. That is why you keep the riposte. It's the easiest way to not get hit by that. Dodge roll the paw. The paw happens every single time after that. Just commit to damage here. Rocks are active if you kill her before she does them. Luckily, I just sit behind the tail. I don't have to worry about it, and we're done. This is a speed run, so you're going to see us swap to musket haste builds. Don't worry about that for normal runs. This run is a little weird with this pull. I got aggro. I think someone ran up sooner. Usually I don't get aggro here, and Haze is going to go to that far right corner, and I'll just throw a grab. Because I'm holding block, I don't die. You should always hold block. I see that I need to rotate around, and I'm going to try and bring this aggro back to Haze and then find a good spot to throw that well. It's just a good example of playing your life, not dying is the most important part, and then still trying to provide the value for the clump afterwards with the Great Axe. From there, I'm just going to clean up everyone that I can and head up the stairs. This pull is very normal. Stick to the right side, kill the boar. You're going to see me try and reap the bird here. That trap that my cursor's on right now kind of messes it up, but usually he'll be reaped in, and then I will maelstrom and then grab, and the bird will be dead, but it kind of plays out for a little bit longer on this run, unfortunately. This is also a little strange. I'm usually up there with HoG. I'm a little bit behind on this run. So whenever I have my Great Axe, my goal for this entire maze is just to get these spiders as close to each other as possible. Usually I can start the pull with the well. This one I wasn't, so I tried to figure out a best way to do that. Throw the grab anyways, reap the spider into the other one, try and maelstrom together, clear the clump, and we should be good to go. Rinse and repeat for the second one. Make sure we switch back to the bow here as well. I'm going to be sure to apply all of my Rens on Typhon here. I'm going to go Poison Shot first so it lingers and I can apply the other two. I'm going to pot beforehand. I usually like to play back here in case Typhon jumps backwards. And whenever I'm done with those dots, I will go forward with the Rapier. I will use my Dedo if I have it, and then go as normal, staying out of the front way of the front of the boss, staying out of the animations, looking out for swipes and thorns, dodging, you know, everything you should be doing normally. Yeah, just staying on the back of the boss as much as I can, going through the rotation and applying my mana pots as fast as I can as well. I'm going to rinse and repeat here with the Rens. Same thing, pot, Poison Shot, then my other two play back. I also know the red's coming up, so I see that I have red. I go around, don't panic. I just loop it back so that I end pretty close to the boss, and as soon as I'm done with red, I'm right here behind the boss ready to do my rotation again. It's all about being safe, but also trying to have as big of an uptime as possible on you actually doing something in the fight and damaging the boss. The call here was to ignore the ads, so I'm going to continue to do my damage, keeping an eye on my health bar. I'm going to save my health pot for if I absolutely have to. I should have riposted or dodged that jump. I'm washed, like I said. I'm going to continue to keep dodging things, playing my life. Being alive here is way more important than doing one extra rapier attack. I'm going to dodge out of this red. Continue to kite the ads here, stay behind the boss as best I can, find the healing. I'm one shot here, and I know he's doing his consume, which is going to damage me, so luckily there's a green circle right next to me. I'll let the rest of this play out, but it's basically just rinsing and repeating everything we talked about already. It gets a little bit sketchy towards the end, but it's once again just playing my life, applying my Rens when I can, when I have to, saving my health pot for when I really truly need it, and just trying to stay behind the boss and out of the way of the ads, doing as much damage as I can while I'm alive.
Reses, red, move. I just permanent butter. Oh, good.
No, I did. My bad, buddy.
Alright, we're gonna need lots of extra healing here.
Do my best.
Jumping, dodge in. Middle's bad, be aware. Gonna come down soon. Get away from boss, get out of middle, out of middle, out of middle, out of middle. Gonna kite stuff around for us. Combo, careful.